Wilo. Let's do this some more. What were we doing? Oh, question. Right way to do our this. You need it too. You need it too. Man, I have my cursor back. Thank you. Need a 4. Okay. Or we can give him that. For anything that needs a 3. Looking for a 3. 3, 3, 3. That was the one. Okay, we'll be on our way. We're running low on time. What does that mean for us? We, wish we can pay for this. Low end. Doesn't know how much cryo is. That's just what the name of the currency is. Okay, never mind. Cryo. Thought it was shit. Sure. Well, neutrals. That's fine. Totally okay. Going back. Go to bed. I don't know what you're doing. Merchants willing to run this gauntlet of the Hellion system are rare. Those do always return eventually. There'll be a merchant here tomorrow. Gotcha. As of right now, like eating and what's it called is our top priority. Trying to get the right dice. So let's see here. Yeah, 2. Here you go. Glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of Hunter's head appears in the distance. It's looking for you. Hide. Look down in the ghostly structures of the eye, a feeling like passing through a cloud as the data structures deform and reform around you. When the glimmer catches your eye, closer now in the roving orb, red and tentacles, it flicks, jumps once, twice, and then it's here. Hunter is here. Entities submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in an unpleasant, familiar way as waves weaving threads catching a cage. Struggle. Push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside, caught by whipping tendrils, and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. Continue. Push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing, comes the screen from behind, but you are already gliding away back to your anchor of your body. Awake, dizzily disordered, but safe. It hurt. That's fine, we have a sting syringe anyway, I'm not really worried about it. Need it too? Need a 1? Need a 1? Need a 2? Or is it like an ore situation there? Like, can I put a 3 in there? It is an ore situation, huh? Look at that. Oh, we don't need that data. Okay. Well, take me to Feng. For 1 data. As you enter the bay, Fang is nowhere to be seen. banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms. Unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Crabheads, fang voice echoes from behind the stack, followed by the hammer of the fist in the metal casing. Those sneaky crabheads. They're snaky. Who's snaky? Sleeper, Fang's smiling head pops out from behind the desk. That was like the emulated consciousness I had been eager to see. Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thumbing stacks, trying not to trip over the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Fang is sat in front of the set of monitors, mounted to the stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Fang waves at the monitor to his side, glowing with pale list of information. You lean closer, looking for the link in the data. Tables seem to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, IDs, numbers, all the markers of institutional records. Crapheads? Maybe not all of them, but what kind of crapheads? Solheim. Bingo. Taps the terminal. I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners, and he leans past you and scrolls the list down. This is a sneaky little crabhead. He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardin Hurst. Friendiverse? Funny you should say that, Sleeper. He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardin Hurst in Heaven Age. He awaits your reaction. Are you sure? Well, that's where you might be able to help me. Fang leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on the station as a... Fang leans across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Fang raises his eyebrows at you. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim, defining priority growth initiatives, making sure the distractors they contracted out to were hooked into the system that outsourced all the risks and kept a profit. Good old Hardin shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into the infrastructure, which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back to Solheim. So how do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I am a child of the collapse. Fang turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code, flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked at Solheim ships, they breathed Solheim air, and slept in Solheim beds. Fang's voice raises as he speaks, his hands fist on the terminal edge, and the work that paid for their existence, cycles of hard extraction out in this belt. Solheim took their cut. That was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty, disposable. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow thousands of cycles later, still going, still here, crawling, in the walls like some crabhead snake. He survived the revolution. But how? These guys, they were big time. There's a lot money can get you if you're a company man. Fang relaxes a little, but how was Hardin still kicking? I really don't know. Turns to you and smiles, so we're gonna go find out. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around. Why hello there, sir. Why hello there, sir. Yeah. Yes. There has been, yeah. Says he had a mixer. Hardin's now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around the eye from here. Fang brings up a map of the lower eye. Heaven Age might be born of the Erlin's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy is it not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Fang zooms in and out on the far yards. Fang grimaces. The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard's crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of the Solheim executive. We need proof. Fang holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. Turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital source and spin out in silken threads of filtered data. This one is on the scent of Hardin Hurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Fang puts a hand on your shoulder, but you, however, have particular knack of remote access. Fang grins. If you can extract yourself a Heaven Edge cipher from a Heaven Edge agent, they sometimes carry them along their data caches. You can crack open a compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never need to go near the shipyards. What do you say? Yes. I knew it. I knew you'd be happy to catch this snake. And don't worry, once we nail this guy, I'll start the work on the tracker of yours. I have like 2 days for that tracker, my guy. I haven't forgotten. Fang scratches at his chin. Anything the worm gets, it'll send him back here. Something wrong here, and I aim to get to the round core of it. You leave Fang digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the Eye as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by the people that guard it. Well, I'm gonna have to use more dyes, so I should probably inject myself with this immunosuppressant. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems looking for new life. The hope of a better future engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you were intimately familiar with. You think if Hardin's still alive, still part of this place, no wonder if the past is ever truly past. You want a 2 or a 3? I have a 4 and a 5. Spoke climber? Delivering noodles to the nameless units of the low in tags, guts, and certain fearlessness when it comes to asking for tips. Different job. It only has benefits. I'll do a shift for some food. Let me save some money. Oh yeah. Is it a Series X game now, or is it still whatever? Or was it on your Eternal? Does it have a Series X badge, or? Because I know it's 120 FPS now for PS5. Buy shipment fragment. Sure, why not? I'll buy one, I don't mind. So I should use my syringe. Oh yeah? How do I use the syringe? I have to go back to Sabine. I had some more, what's it called? How do I use my items? I had another meatball sub. No? Everybody else in America, really? Input 1 stabilizer, please? Oh, I'm gonna need all my shots. I should probably just go to work, because I have nothing else to do today. So let's see. What do I want to work for? New work up here. I will deliver some food for 13. Here you go. 13 extra? Mm-hmm. Well, I played last season, so I got all this. Yeah, I played with Jeffrey. Yeah. Forgot where my home is. There we go. Encyclo, please. Okay, I need to get this done. You need a 2 or a 3? I have a 2. Hack the shipyard and install the Ripperworm. Shipyard. Is it you? Thought the worm, please. There we go. Probably sleeping. Did I do it? I don't know. Am I at the shipyard? Got another one? Need a 2 or a 3? Don't have. You're not an agent. How many Yatagon? Founder's Gap. We need money so we go to work. I'm gonna go to this exchange. We need the money fast, so yeah. Pretty good. Then I will go work for Mini G. There we go. And then I will see if I lose the game. Hold it there, sleeper. It comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Good to go to a hand pass you in the coat. Okay. A hand pass your coat down. You know your master's voice. Ethan spins you around. You're wearing a white Smirkins like jacket, and you immediately know it is terrible news. All the way here, and then you stayed put. Quick laugh. That sleeper thing. You're my first. Rarely hear him. You've noticed that handgun he has leveled at your chest. Hard to take your eyes off it. Reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring off your belt loop without taking his eyes off you. Making it to the eye, though, is pretty good. The place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people pull most of my contracts out of the asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. Splits the ring into 2 perfect circles. Hard to hit civilization where there's so much space to pass through. Who are you? Freelancer on a contract who reaches over to slide the rings around your wrists. Go easy. I gotta make a break. I don't want to just lose the game. Spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Shot rings out, ring off the metal, so loud it hurts your ears, and bullet hole smokes his wall beside your head. This is a very boring routine. Trust me, I've seen it all before. Steps of rings over your trembling wrists. To the ship and home, you were slowly going easy. You stumble down the corridor, his hands behind you, your mind racing. Who hired you? Daddy's at SNARP. Wants you home for dinner. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor. I just don't understand why I lost. Or I failed the hunt. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to Essen Arp right away. Tracker of yours makes this too quick. Hoping you'd put in a bit more of a chase, running battle through the bright market maybe, or hold out on the low end. The establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around. Walk in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. Essen Arp Tracker will beat the death of you. Hey, I have an idea, Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship we stop for a drink? I'm buying, laughs at his own joke. I have a better idea. Better not be one of those where you try to dramatic pause and try to jump me, because I'm pretty tired of that. Although, Mrs. Ethan, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in the circuit systems, and we're heading to the exit. He pauses and tries in silence. Here's the idea. You and me, we have a little agreement. Here are the terms. He turns to face him. He turns you to face him. You run or leave or try to abandon the eye. I shoot you. You plot or scheme. You try to kill me. I shoot you, but he smiles. You come to meet me at an establishment of my choice every cycles, and you pay my tab. I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab. You get the idea. I get it. Like we made a deal. I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this is so much better. Click something in his belt, and the ring's released from your wrist. I'm going to see if I can find my own stool at the Compressor Club. Come see me there. Aims the handgun at you, squinting down his sight. Let me remind you that the body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye, and I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, flipping his handgun away. Mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. I don't know if I just got bad luck with dice rolls, with the hacking system, but it took me like all of my 8 cycles to even get started on the taking off the tracker, and then I did what he wanted me to do before he would, take off the tracker, and he's like, you know what, I guess it's not good enough. So let me see. So I hacked the shipyard and installed the Ripper Worm. That was done. And then it said, actually, not available. There's no bar there that says you gotta do it a certain amount of times. Okay, let me see this employee. Do we have a 2 or a 3? I do have a 3. Okay. No, I don't have access to get another worm. I think it just kind of bugged out, honestly. I need the worm, please. It could have bugged out. Where's Fang? Fang's Bay. Takes 3 cycles to do, okay. So I just had bad luck with dice rolls. I understand. Okay. There we go. And now we'll go to work at the food joint. Get the money flowing. At Mengi. There we go. Alright, where is he drinking at? Lowend? No. Right here, every 4 days I gotta pay? Okay. We'll end the day. Alright. Now, I'm gonna try to get into this stinking shipyard. For funsies, I guess? Another two? Maybe? Son of a gun. Random scrap, thank you. That's money, that's money. I'm rolling the die. Let's go. Lemon Mina. From the walkway, the side rail horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames all along her flanks. Torches flicker. Drones maneuver. Arc lights glint. The kind of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. Quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. He is thin, ragged, and work gear poorly fitting and loose. Torches at the side rail horizon flicker in his eyes. Turn to you. Lammy leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him. He's holding the child, not beside him. And this is Mina. Hello? He replies plainly, and shifts a little closer down the rail. Mina stares and tucks herself behind Lem. Lustfully picks her up. Dutifully picks her up. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough metal. You working on her then? You working on her then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship, or just admiring. He shifts Mina's weight into his other arm. Neither. You sure to consider it, isn't that right, Mina? Jostles her a little. The ship. Or take it out of this place. You haven't heard anyone who takes the Heaven Age contract on the side rail horizon will be entered into the draw for the transit support crew. You won't get to sleep in the journey, though. A couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall or a new world. Transit support? Someone needs to stay awake. Keep the place running. Straightens up, stretching his back. Colony ship friend, the Sally's Foundation is sending thousands to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. Totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. Why is it here? Sounds crazy. Could be, but you see another way out of here. Maybe we could build a home somewhere with real gravity, real air, rain. Plays with Mina's hair absentmindedly. Rain, Mina, you love that, I think. She's hungry. Chatting a little meaty. And then in a sec, he turns back to you, suddenly notice how tired he looks. On my way to having crew. I'm not on the Haven Age crew yet. I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend, but here we have to stick together. Smiles a little shakily, and you wonder how long it's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. I'm working on it. Pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hall. Gotta hold out, okay? You weren't quite sure he was talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares at Mina, catches your eye cautiously. You agree, Mina? Okay. Let's finish up here. Couple of softies. Gotta feed this one. See your robot? I'm not a freaking robot. I'm a synthetic. New drive discovered. Win a side rail ticket. Work your way into the shipyard crew. On the unit assembly? I'm more of an interfacer. Ooh, it pays well. It's safe too? Oh, baby. $30 cryo? 30 cryo? Thank you. Okay, I have 2 die left. Or I have 1 die, that's a 2 left. So then that just shy of 200 cryo. I'm not gonna hack anybody. You want a 1 or a 3? You want a 1 or a 3? You want a 1 or a 3? Of course you do. 1 or a 2? Okay, but it's only a key node. I don't really care for a key node. 1 or a 3. 2. And who is this? Stop that. Go back. This was a Haven Age agent. I don't really need you. I have 6 of those. Okay, well, I guess I'll take the key node. And go to bed. Bypass. One encrypt the key. Okay. I really need to buy any scrap. Well, why not? We have money. Got another one of those. Pretty good. We'll sell these for less money than we earned. That's okay. We're paid for it. Not much, though. Trying to get the big boy. We spent 60 and we got, what, 36 plus whatever the 60 is. Are you 60? I think you're 60. It was worth. Oh, we spent we got 24 and then whatever this is. Okay. Ship mine fragment. 30. Okay. We did lose some money. Lost 6. Go to bed. And tomorrow the Ripper Worm should be done. Let's see, Fang, if you would. As you arrive, Fang comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper. Puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back to the way you came. Follows lead. Steps into the passageway, guiding you down the ring. Towards the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. Data you ripped? Well done, by the way. He grins. Tells me Hardin is making a rare inspection of the side rail horizon this cycle. Perfect chance to confront him outside of the compound he hides in. Fang takes a sharp turn onto a dimly lit side passage. Confront him? That's right, it's the perfect time. Fang slows and slips into a dark service tunnel where somewhere a water pipe drips into the black. It's him, Sleeper, the same Hardin Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing, slipped into the Haven Age when it first broke out from the Union. Paces into the tunnel, a hand rubbing out on the back of his head. Need to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper? I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here, running the station one day and next Erlen's Union took over. Back then, Solheim knew his place was slipping away from them. As the Palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. They got smaller, the cost higher, people like my parents were forced to work non-stop to keep that berth on the station. And water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes. The accidents were coming in non-stop, and as new waves of contractors came in, desperate for work, Solheim welcomed them in, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time Solheim was folding up, dragged into the core cases into the central systems, while the severed limbs of the station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision of Dock 2. A young pilot, the MEV, overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory, and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me the people were terrified, and the blame fell squarely at Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erlen, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowns, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself into the MEV and wielded it to the dock where my father joined their improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Faint pauses in the dark, they sealed it up through. By the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart, Fang finally turns back to you now, eyes burning. From crafts like Hardin, crafts who willed their place wrote it out, and slipped into the new structure that like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those that had exploded at every step. Fang starts walking again. That's why I can't have him just strut about the shipyard. This time his past catches up to him. How he's still alive? Clearly you don't know much about executives. This kind of power comes with certain benefits. Fang rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling, you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by flashes of plasma torches. The vast bulk of the side rail horizon comes into view, like the rooms of a toppled skyscraper lying across the ring. The entrance into the shipyard is ahead. Let's go. Let's go show this crabhead some consequences. He tries to the shipyard entrance and pushes through the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex. Snatches of the side rail horizon always appearing through the windows, looks like the corpse of a whale suspended skeletal imposing. Fang seems to know exactly where he is going, and before long he crosses into a huge dry dock, locked to one side of the side rail horizon. A network of platform scaffolding clinging to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. Sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting, and sealed seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Feng spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across the gantry. What? The gantry. At the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship and another stick-thin, cleanly dressed with a shock of gray hair. Hardin. You and Feng say his name in unison, and Feng sets off up the staircase to a gantry, with you following behind. As you come to the same level as the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done on the side rail horizon's hole, and Hardin nodding along. Hardin hears, Feng shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back into a ripping echo. Figure's turn. Yes, Hardin asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. Glances between you and Feng as you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure why Sleeper might be in this place. You are a traitor, Hardin, a Solheim executive who tried to hide here. Among his victims, Feng's voice is steady, strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, everything Ireland stood for, everything Haven Age stands for. You have no place in the station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by a rattle of construction. Hardin laughs. Well, good to meet you too. Glances around at those around him. Some are smiling, the others nervous. You are from the systems branch, are you not? Asks Hardin, inspecting Feng's clothing. Feng turns to the foreman. You need to call your security. The man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Feng and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans towards him and says something inaudible. Foreman nods. It's true. As he begins speaking, Hardin turns his attention to you. And what would a Sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you, if not exactly that? His eyes around at the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You are a product of S&ARP. You have no place in Haven Edge shipyard. Who knows what signals you are sending back to your makers? A murmur of approval runs through the group. Feng holds up a stick of memory. You guessed it right, IM systems, and I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here. Turns to the foreman again. So once again, I'm asking that you take this man into custody of the shipyard. The foreman remains still. Hardin's voice is calm, measured. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at the members' meeting for proper review? He shakes his head. I have nothing to hide. I'm a command who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate priority in tow, and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear now the echoing sounds of boots and walkways coming in from all angles at once, and then settling behind you. Please, Miss Hardin, submit this data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. Gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Hardin, you craphead, you can't wriggle out of this one. Security officer draws their weapon and levels it. Feng turns, stares him down. Look at Feng and shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Feng. He pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. Once security was walked you out of the shipyard, you nudged you back into the corridor. Feng picks up the pace, trying to keep up as he slips into the shadows of an entrance. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Sometimes something pings in his pocket and takes it out. On the slate of the web of connections starts drawing itself out. Stretching to the set of points around the ring. Got him, mutters Feng. What's that? That Sleeper is something our worm added to Hardin's personal slate, tracking his outgoing messages. Feng's grin looks ghostly up in the light uptight of the screen. Old ways are best, spook them good enough, and they'll give the game away. He jabs the slate, and you see the web is being drawn over a map of the ring. Lines bouncing from the point to point. All these dots, these are Hardin's buddies. The one he is messaging right now. We're gonna find them all. That was on purpose? Of course Hardin isn't working alone. Neither the full set or nothing. Feng glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket. Better split for now, Sleeper, but this is exactly what we need good hunting. Pat on your shoulder, Feng drifts away, back to the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Okay, about that tracker I got, my man. Gotta wait 4 days to talk to him again? We're gonna work at Mengi today for fun. For it. Okay. Then I'll put a 2-die into the shipyard unit assembly. It's safe, it's safe. For a junior tech position. Okay, I can't have poor work or I'll be dropped from the roster. You don't ever use 2 dies in it again. Those are bangers or go home. There's also a slash marker. So, Aaron, are you here? Aaron! Aaron! Are you here? I'll save it anyway. It stays by itself. Slash marker.